What's up, folks? It's your boy Bob Hollywood here with another exciting review. Today we'll be reviewing this Jazwares UFC Ultimate Series Conor McGregor figure. This is the fourth one that I've gotten my hands on. I think I've only reviewed 3. I never reviewed Khabib. Still have not gotten the other 3, which I will get. And I'm reviewing this figure today just to be able to say Happy St. Patrick's Day, you know? Like, this guy's Irish. It's an Irish themed holiday going on. My upstairs neighbors are extremely loud. I hope that doesn't show up on the camera, but anyway. Just so I can hear him get the scale out of here. What are they doing up there? Just so I can hear him get the scale out of here. He weighs 6.9 ounces in packaging. Let's go over that packaging. As you can see, just like with all action figures, there's a clear plastic window so you can see the figure. The UFC figures has a particularly large window so you can see everything in the packaging. There's the figure, there's his flag, his native flag. There's a UFC Championship Belt, which when I went over John Jones and Khabib, I was like, this belt looks more detailed than the others, but I think I was just imagining it. It comes with alternate head with him like yelling with his tongue out, and then alternate grabbing hands. As you can see, it comes with fist hands attached to the figure and a more solemn, stern head attached to the figure as well. You're going to see a bunch of UFC logos, like UFC down here, UFC up here. It's just UFC everywhere. And you're going to see Conor McGregor on the front of the packaging. On the left of the packaging, you're just going to see the name UFC and the words Conor McGregor. On the right, a different picture of Conor. On the back, even more pictures of Conor and the other figures you get in line. Like I said, I have not picked up Donald or Max yet. And it says UFC Conor McGregor, the notorious, fighting out of Dublin, Ireland. UFC debut, UFC Fight Night Stockholm, April 6, 2013. Career highlights: UFC lightweight and featherweight champion, first UFC athlete to hold 2 UFC titles simultaneously. So that's cool. So for purposes of pick photography and whatnot, I'd probably give him 2 belts just for that. There's not really much anything else. There's some legalese on the bottom, and there's a barcode if you need it. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this guy out of his package. As you can see, I bought this at Walmart, and this was in this condition. Nothing appears to be missing, but it looks like maybe this was a return. But so you don't have to hear me opening this guy up, I'm going to return with him already open. Be right back. Alright, and we're back. As you can see, outside of his packaging, he only weighs 2.45 ounces. You see him with all the accessories. I have his flag on his head. You can see it better on the camera than I can see it from my angle. He looks more like a Sith from my angle, a very colorful Sith, but through the camera you can see his face directly. And so with this Irish flag, it's just stretchy just like all the other flags that we've gotten. The 3 U.S. flags I have. No, excuse me, the 2 U.S. flags I have and the 1 Russian flags. I need this in Mexico. I need a Mexican flag. I tried looking on eBay. I haven't seen it, or rather I don't know exactly how to find it without being too big, but this size is great. Maybe a little bit bigger. Not really smaller, maybe actually bigger would be even better. Let me lower my camera. But yeah, this size is great. Mexico would be great. And British. You see his alternative hands. He wants to focus on the guy in the background. And there's the typical paint blade where the colors meet. And then you gotta remember this is molded in plastic. I think I actually scratched the thumb getting it out of the packaging. It's alright. I mean, you don't focus on it, it's not too bad. Head sculpt's awesome though. Like I just like the character. I think he looks pumped, like he's ready to knock somebody out. This is probably him sitting on the cage after the fight. All one sculpted piece. Hair's nice. I mean, you see the little blemishes, like a few blemishes. But it's not a bad face. It looks like him. Like I said, so far Khabib's the only one that didn't look like him, and I didn't get to review Khabib. And there's his other head. Comes with him in the packaging. It's a little loose. I do notice that Khabib's alternate head with the hat or the wig is very loose in terms of it's almost like they don't fit on the peg. And he's got the fist hands. Slightly better paint job on the fist hands than on the gripping hands. And the last accessory is the championship. And they all come with the same championship. Donald Cerrone doesn't come with one. He's never been a UFC champion, but he does have his cowboy hat, which I think is fucking cool. It's like I'm going to put a wash on these one day because the details are good. You know, it says Ultimate Fighting Championship. It doesn't give you a weight class. Very versatile. Go for any character. Alright, let's get his height. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this guy. He's just under 6 inches. Again, between 6 inches and, between 6 inches and 5 3/4. Yeah, this guy looks good. Jazwares knocked him out of the park with this. Like, I like the proportions. I like the paint on the tattoos. Like, the tattoo work is crazy. He's got the tiger on his stomach and some sort of monster on his chest. his name underneath that. Look at that. He's got a dagger on his wrist with roses. Gentleman with roses on the back of that same forearm. A little smudge here. And he's got some angel wings on a cross, and it looks like branches. And I always say I'm gonna look up these guys' actual tattoos, and I never do. I mean, some of them are going to be on the box. You can see that he has they get the type graph, all that. They got it down. The only thing is, the tiger looks like it has some writing that comes up above his belt line, but it's not there. But that's cool. I get why they didn't do that. And yeah, nothing on his legs, nothing on his right arm. And that's pretty cool. I see his shorts here. This is my first time encountering this. The shorts are a little bit tethered in the back. Not gonna be a big deal. But I like the color. The green and the black. We all know, like, physically impressed with this guy, and I'm gonna like his articulation. I know that much. I am gonna like his articulation. The only thing I don't like about it is like this looseness of the head, and I noticed it's even worse with Khabib. But let's go over his articulation. It says it's gonna rotate 360 degrees, no problem. Gives you some attitude. Goes up that much, goes down that much. I'm noticing he kind of looks like my supervisor at work. Obviously, just much younger. He's got butterfly joints on his for his arms. This left arm is a little stiff. Does not want to go back. And I have not encountered the stiffness with these guys. So he's the first. It does go forward all the way. His arm's going to rotate going to go up at the shoulders. Better than 90 degrees. Going to rotate at the same shoulders. Bicep swivel. Double joint elbows. Get a little bit more pain. I think that's the one I went over already. Excuse me. Wrist rotation. And he has a horizontal hinge. There we go. It was a little stiff. Like I said, he's the first one I've encountered with any stiffness at all. He's got a ball joint at his chest that allows him a lot of range of motion. You know, weave, dodge. Goes forward that much. Goes back that much. Rotates at that chest, by the way. That was scary. I thought I broke him. And then he also rotates where the abs and the crotch meet. Can do better than 90-degree split. Can he stand? He can balance with the split. That's crazy. You can hear there's the detents in his legs. This guy went. See, I've never encountered that one so far. But his leg goes up that high. It doesn't really go back at all. He has his thighs cut. Double jointed knee. He can kick his own ass effortlessly. Swivel at the ankle, and a forward-facing pencil rocker. And all in all, his joints are pretty good. I mean, that shoulder, that butterfly joint was a little tight, and his wrist was a little tight, but he's not loose at all. In contrast, those are tighter than I expected. And the head he has on is probably the head he's always going to have on with me. I don't have a need to have him screaming with his tongue out. But anyway, let's figure comparison time. We got us an Irish legend, superstar, next to an American one, Captain America, 2 American ones. If you want to count Duke, which I don't know why you wouldn't want to count Duke. And he's shorter than them. Let's do Zarya and Marie Bella, who are both going to eclipse him, dwarf him. And Zarya's from the same country as his rival, Khabib. Next up, let's do another Jazwares figure, Jonesy from Fortnite, and then Rhino from Fortnite, although it's the McFarlane one. And Jonesy's taller, but their proportions are pretty, like, realistic. I mean, McGregor looks like he has a bigger head, and Jonesy's also wearing boots, so that might be why he's taller. Next up, Colonel Quaritch and Piccolo. Quaritch. And this Piccolo sucks. Wish I could go back and not buy him from the Goodwill. It wasn't even like he was ridiculously cheap. But as you can see, McGregor's still shorter than both of them. I'm not going to compare him to Khabib because Khabib's in my display and I don't feel like taking him out. But you know there is a Jazwares UFC figure that gets displayed in these reviews. That's John Jones. And we're also going to compare him to Finn. He's in between those two. He's kind of short, you know. Not kind of short, but I don't know McGregor's actual height. But I know that this John Jones is not as tall as he should be compared to DC, or DC wasn't as short as he should be. So I don't know how that should actually be. I would have to look that up. But you can see what I mean with the tattoos, and obviously I reviewed this Jon Jones. He's a much bigger person. You can see with the width of the body. Could use another one of these bodies. Probably be easier not to get McGregor. That's why I was surprised to find McGregor sitting on a store shelf when I bought him. Anyway, that's my review for Conor McGregor. I like this figure. I like all the Jazwares UFC figures. It's probably my third favorite, behind Khabib, Jon Jones, and then, well, just those two. And DC's for my least favorite, just because I have no investment in DC at all mentally. I don't really have any investment in McGregor, but his tattoos are cool. So that's it. I'll let you guys later. Just remember, action figures speak louder than words. And hit that like, comment, and subscribe. See ya.